Hi, you guys, DaveMadMax 6, and we're back at the iconic Gold's Gym in Venice with one of my favorite girl, Bojana. Bitch, how are you? You look perfect. That's okay.
Thank
so
you.
hold on. You're late because you made the perfect makeup and then you put on glasses in front of beautiful eyes. How does that make sense?
The sun is so strong. Okay.
It's so good to see you.
I'm gonna stay in the shade.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
So just a few days out of the Tahoe show. Very, very exciting. This is a big one for you for many reasons that we'll go over later. But what are we training today?
Shoulders.
Shoulders?
Yep.
All right, let's get in there. Go.
Alright.
Okay.
So we're just warming up here. What we're going to do is we're going to warm up the outer delts and some rear delts. So you're going to see an interesting movement where she's going to start with this, which you've seen before. And then after, she's actually going to turn around and bend over and hit the rear delts. Check it out. The shoulders are no joke. They've come up a lot this year. Yep. They definitely shredded. One of the biggest changes we made this year is we stopped doing fasted cardio. She hasn't done 1 minute of fasted cardio in months.
She's so lean already, you know?
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to change my routine, doing like fasted cardio on empty stomach and then have breakfast. So he insists to change that, and it really works.
Do you like doing fasted cardio?
I love it before, but now I love my breakfast first.
Yeah. I don't want to.
It's really
I don't want to
close,
do it.
We flip around and do the other side. This is going to hit the rear delts. There you go. You can see them activate. With that fasted cardio, I had to prove it to her. When I did my show and I did no fasted cardio, she's like, okay, it works, now I'll do it. But she wasn't going to experiment on herself.
You were the guinea pig.
Exactly. Oh, perfect. You see it working, no problem, and she's just lean.
But she's always in shape also, and that helps, you know?
Oh, yeah. All this, just supporting. This one has two parts to the movement. The first is more of a lateral. And she's going to come up. Right there. The key is to not come all the way down. Keep resistance on the muscle. Now, if she was to bring it back here, she'd engage the lat. But we're not trying to engage the lat. We're trying to get right here in the rear delt. Notice the slight pause at the top.
That's what I'm talking about.
Otherwise, you're engaging with lats. Better. Feel the difference?
Chris, careful behind you. Careful behind you.
All right. This is where we're changing it up, hitting a different, the front and rear head of the delt again. Come straight up. And I have her pause at the bottom, the top, and the back. This way there's no momentum. Because you could take a 30 and swing it back and forth.
Yeah.
But with a 7.5, if you're pausing, there's no momentum, and it's all, she's burning so much right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so lightweight.
We're set up on the hammer shoulder press, but we're going to do one arm, bring them both up, baby. Bring them both up. There you go. And she's holding one up while the other comes down. Notice that it's not locked out. That's to keep tension on that shoulder the entire time. As they say, time under tension is the way you build. And that puts more time under tension. You can tell she's a few days out, but she's not usually this tired.
And she still looks pretty.
She wakes up.
That's the perfect makeup.
Nice. So we're doing a variation on the upright row. This one requires that you be very strict. Obviously you can't use any body English to get up the weight because you're laying down. And as you come around, you're going to see it's a lot of front delt. Hers are engaging very nicely. And right at the top, when she squeezes, she's going to get a little bit of rear delt in there too.
a good one.
All right, a variation on the lateral. This is going to be our last movement of the day. And this is going to help her get some more shoulder width. It's going to really work this outer head. You can see the split coming in right here. Also, again, very strict. It's one of Bojana's favorite movements, and has attributed to a lot of the changes we've seen in her shoulders this year.
Her back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in other videos you've seen me push her towards failure, past failure, but we don't do that kind of thing in peak week. When she's feeling exhausted, we stop.
Yeah.
We don't want to risk any injury or inflammation, for that matter. Good job.
All right, you look good, Bojana.
Last shoulders to top.
That's right. Look at that waist. Her hands are almost touching.
Sucks.
All right, we're gonna go talk for a minute, okay? We have something good to talk about today. All right, you guys, DaveMadMax 6, and we just wrapped up a short little, delts workout with Bojana. Obviously, it's peak week, so we don't want to burn her out too much. She was nice enough to have us shoot her today. We always want to shoot her the week of the show. Thank you for having us, Bojana, always.
Thank you.
So, I was telling you a little bit earlier, I was telling Chris actually, I said, man, she really looks good this time. And it's really funny because you look good all the time. Like, you're never really out of shape or off season per se. So, and you've been telling me also that a few people have told you, wow, you did something different, you look better. So that says something, I think, whenever someone's always in shape and you still find changes in them, you're like, wow, okay, what's going on? So talk about what has been different, Chris or Bojana, about why she's making progress at this rate right now.
The question lately has been, what is she using that she wasn't using before?
Oh, I see. I see.
And the answer is she's using food. And when we moved in together, I saw how she ate, and I couldn't believe that she looked the way she does with the way she eats. And I said, you're lucky you got good genetics because you eat like crap. And it's not that she eats bad food, she doesn't eat enough. Yes. And you can expand on that a little bit.
Absolutely. That's actually have roots in my past. Like a teenager, I was anorexic. So I battled with anorexia, and that's a huge problem. And I think that so many girls pass through same problems, actually, especially during teenage age. So now I still have that moments, actually, like a competitor, that I think, oh, 6 meals per day, I'm gonna get fat. I better eat just 3 meals. And now I think that this sport actually heals me. It helps me to go over the problem and actually start eating healthy all the time.
It took a little having to prove it to her. One of them, I think it was one of the times when you had like 6 weeks between shows, and I said, please just eat the way I'm telling you to eat for a few weeks and let's see what happens. And I knew, of course, she wasn't going to blow up and get fat. And all of a sudden her shoulders started popping out of nowhere. And then I said, I don't want you to do fasted cardio anymore. And she didn't believe me that either. So I did the West Coast Classic, and I didn't do 1 minute of fasted cardio. And she saw how shredded I got, and then she started believing me there too.
So the fact that you guys are actually living together, you've been a good influence on each other for that, because you were also telling me in the past, Chris, that she also forces you to eat. Sometimes as you get ready for shows, promoting shows, you'd go all day without eating. So she brings you food in front of you, you just eat it. So I think you guys are actually helping each other.
It's actually funny because I take care about his food, I'm pushing him to eat, but about my food, I'm so bad. So
that's not okay.
He helped me then.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so finally, I think that actually eating on time and following my schedule 100% actually is showing on my physique.
So is it fair to say that in the past you were overtraining and under-eating? That was your main problem?
Yes.
Oh, well, that explains a lot of things.
And that's all, I don't blame nobody else, it's my fault.
I know.
I'm the one who pushed myself over my limits.
Yeah.
So finally start working with Kim and start living with Chris is actually a great combination that both influence are
easier accountability. Like you can't ever, because of course Kim will tell you what to do, but he's there to make sure you do it.
Definitely living with somebody, you see all of the things that are going on, because an athlete is never honest 100% with their coach. And I've had clients before where I went and stayed with them a week, and they're like, I don't know why I'm not getting leaner. And then I remember this one girl pouring what is it, like some kind of grapeseed oil or some kind of oil in her flaxseed oil in her shakes. And I was like, you realize you just added 400 or 500 calories to your shake. But I read it's healthy. Like, it's healthy, but that's 1/3 of your caloric intake.
There you go.
And you catch things like that when you live together, or live with, come and visit someone, live with them for a few days.
Like I destroy a whole jar of peanut butter sometimes.
I have to hide the peanut butter. Fortunately, she's 5'2", so I just put it up around 6'3", and she can't get to it.
It works.
That's funny. So I'm really glad you talked about this today, because we never actually talked tonight. I'm glad you said something earlier, because I think it's I don't think you're the only one. I think a lot of people struggle with that, and of course when you pick bodybuilding or fitness as a sport, all we do is eat all the time.
Yes.
So when you can't eat because you have some sort of mental block or illness, it makes your job a lot harder, so
Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up. Chris, she's doing the Tahoe show, you're promoting the Tahoe show, so I want you to talk about this a little bit.
All right, well, yeah, I didn't want her to do this show. I felt like it's a conflict of interest, and I pushed really hard for her to not do the show in the beginning. Well, all the way up until a few weeks ago. But the thing is her points lined up properly. And, well, let me back up. The reason I don't want her to do is because I don't want people to think that I am going to affect the results.
It's fixed. You don't want
I don't want them to think it's fixed. And then I realized I build my own reputation. My reputation isn't built off of what other people may or may not do. And I've proven myself over the last 5 years that my shows are the most fair shows out there. And as an athlete myself, the last thing I would ever want is to have my show have any type of influence from the promoter. So that was the first part of it. The second part of it was she's already a top 5 athlete. She proved herself this year. She's a top 5 athlete. So if she gets in the top 5, she deserved it. She earned it. And I'm in no position to rob her of the chance to get on the Olympia stage.
That's right.
Her points are such where she could actually get to the Olympia. And for her to not do that because I'm worried about my reputation would be totally selfish. So
I'm glad you're doing it. I think it's a good way to look at it. And you're right, Chris. People know you. They know you're integral, guy with integrity. I don't think you have to prove that no more. And, you just do your best, Bojana, and then what happens, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
That's all you can do.
After the LA show, I didn't realize actually how my chances are about the Olympia stage until I saw the list, actually. So then we start thinking like, well, I can do a couple shows more and try really to qualify, because now is my chance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not too many shows actually.
Yeah.
And after the LA show, my coach Kim was like, okay, now you go off season, you need to rest and get ready for early 2016.
because I'd already told Kim she couldn't compete in my show too.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was thinking like, okay, it's done. And from LA show to nationals, when I was working for Kim, it is 1 week apart. That week I couldn't sleep. I was waiting so bad for that day to see Kim at nationals and talk with him about possibility to compete at Tahoe show, and everything was depending on his decision and Chris' decision.
Mm-hmm.
If they say yes, I'm gonna compete. If they say no, that's it. I couldn't sleep whole week. I was so stressed. I started holding water. I looked bloated. You can tell that something's going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, there at the show, Kim say like, okay, one show more, and then you need off season. You have to listen. I know why I say that.
Yeah, he would know. But
So
I'm glad you decided to do it, and I think people need to get over that. It's fixed all the time. It's not always true. The IFBB, I think, does a good job making sure that things are as fair as possible. And like you said, she proved herself, and she looks great, and she looks better than she has. It'd be a shame for her not to do it and possibly qualify for the Olympia, right?
And this will actually be her 3rd Tahoe show. So, it's an annual thing for her as well.
from the first Pro Tahoe show, right?
Yeah.
So
Though I would like her help backstage.
I know. Well, you can't have everything.
She's good.
I know.
But at the frig, no.
All right, so talk about the Ferrigno since you mentioned it.
We're just gearing up. We're we're already seeing people sign up for the Legacy already.
Everyone in here that I talked to, I'm doing the Ferrigno. And so many people want to do the Ferrigno.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the, you know, I said Tahoe is one of the most anticipated events of the year, and so is Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Again, bodybuilding.com came in and titled the Tahoe show this year.
Wow.
We're looking at talking about something for Ferrigno as well.
Wow.
And we're gonna have all
Congrats.
the usual stuff. Of course, the you know, doubling the size of the expo, doubling the size of the venue. It's Agua Caliente in Palm Springs, so it's going to be a really good time and bigger and better than ever.
You're doing good, Chris. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
More to come.
But I know. We'll stay in touch. We get the scoops every time with Chris. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having us today. Good luck at the show, and good luck at the show, Chris and Bojana. And then I can't wait to see you back on Wednesday when you come back. You'll stay a few weeks behind, but we'll hit you up when you come back and see what's going on.
Thank you so much. Thanks to Muscle Insider.
And your sponsors. Mention your sponsors real quick.
Yes, I will. And I want to mention also my hairdresser, Jamelyn. She's going to do a Ferrigno show. She just decided to do that. This is going to be her first big figure show.
Wow.
So she already plays very well at Muscle Beach. So now she's prepping for the big show.
Good NPC
she just did
show.
my hair and I'm so happy.
Nice.
I have to mention. Thank Jamelyn. And yes, my sponsors, Iron Diaries, Liquid Sun Race, Jogwear Suits, and Body by Opinion.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Chris forgot to say something very, very important. So what is it, Chris?
So actually, if you want to see her competing live at the Tahoe show, go to bodybuilding.com, and we're going to be live web streaming the entire pre-judging. Middle of the downtime between, we're going to be doing interviews, and then the finals as well.
The
So
whole class is NPC too, right?
yeah, the whole NPC show, the whole IFBB show.
Oh,
we
wow.
have a presentation with IFBB Pro Chris Din on Friday at 3 o'clock. We have IFBB Pro check-ins, Q&As, also all live web stream.
Oh my
so
God.
So you can
Oh,
get
it's a
there.
seminar.
That may be live web stream.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe you almost forgot. Tell us. All right.
It's also, yeah, exactly. So you can get that link on Tahoe Show's page, on Tahoe Show's Facebook, or go to bodybuilding.com.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Thanks.